Factoring trinomials, in other words, quadratic equations. Remember, the distribution or FOIL is first, outside, inside, last. Well, first of each parenthesis, a times c gives us ac. Outside of each parenthesis, a times d gives us ad. Inside of each parenthesis, b times c gives us bc. And finally, last, b times d gives us bd. Do notice, this is for foiling or expanding polynomials. So we're going to go through a quick review about expanding before we actually factor. X plus 2 in one set of parentheses times x plus 5 in another set of parentheses will be our example in this case. Let's try expanding real quick again. X times x will give us, well, x times x. X times 5 will give us, well, plus 5x. And 2 times x will give us plus 2x. And finally, 2 times 5 will give us plus 2 times 5. And now let's simplify. X times x gives us x squared. 5 times x, well, that's just 5x. 2 times x, well, plus 2x. And 2 times 5 gives us 10. Do notice we can combine the two middle terms. X squared we cannot combine. So we have x squared plus 5 plus 2 gives us 7x, and then plus 10. And there's our final answer. Do notice there are other techniques which you can use for factoring or expanding. So you may have seen a square for expanding or factoring. For instance, you can set it up in this format: x times x, x squared, x times 2, 2x, x times 5, 5x, and 5 times 2, 10. Or something similar to this. They call it a lemon, or likewise. Let's set it up. X times x, x squared, x times 2, 2x, x times 5, 5x, and 2 times 5, 10. If you've learned how to use this, you're welcome to use them. Sometimes the only issue is that students often forget to write their process or multiplication steps that did not work or did work in the depending on the case scenario. So that's probably the biggest issue with this, not writing your steps. Keep in mind, over here on the top, we have the factored form for our expression. And our final answer that we were looking for in this case, we were expanding it. This is the expanded form. So we'll be factoring in the next slides. But for this case, or for this slide, we are expanding so we can do a quick review of it. So once again, on the left side, on our slide, we have the factored form, and we expanded that.